Hello there, we're going to be working on the driving test faults on the hesitation section, and we're going to be working on three main areas. One of them is going to be meeting situations where you're meeting oncoming cars. Should you be going, shouldn't you be going, would that be hesitation, would it be okay? Another area would be junctions, when we're emerging out of junctions, is it right to go or should we be giving way? And I'll put a side camera on to see what's going on the right at the same time. And the third one is going to be roundabouts. Okay, let's get going. So I always say there's a fine line between going and not going, hesitation and no hesitation. And some of the biggest faults people do is they worry about on the driving test, if I stay too long, I'm going to get a fault for hesitation, and they end up doing something silly. So we're going to go left into this little side road, and we're going to do some junctions, emerging out of junctions. So I'm looking up the road. So we're going to do a right emerge and then another right emerge at the same time. So I'm checking my mirrors, signalling. Now I can see on the right there's cars waiting to pull in, so I'm going to give way. So it's okay. If you can't go, you can't go. The left's definitely clear. I'm going to put my handbrake on, check, and I'm going to make a move. Now if I didn't go then, it'd be hesitation because it's out there. Right turn again, centre mirror right, signalling. Quite a bit of traffic on my left, put a gap in the distance, clear on the right. There's a gap in the left still coming up after a white van. Car's catching up with him, not a lot I can do. Checking. After the second white van there's a gap. Now, there's a gap after the van there, so if technically I can go. If I don't go now, definitely clear, then that's going to be hesitation. So if I'm sat here now, hesitation fault, isn't it? Because why am I sitting here? I've looked at the traffic. It's a slow road, 30 mile an hour. I can definitely go. And if you don't go at that point there, it's a fault. If the queue starts to build up behind you and you still don't go at the next one, then you're going to get a serious hesitation for holding traffic up and you've waited for the next gap and it's still not gone. So you've got to be careful not to kind of take risks, but at the same time, when you can go, you go. So here's a junction, we're going to do a right turn, centre mirror right. I can't see what's going on, so I'm just going to slow down to give way here. And as I get there, it might be clear. So I'm popping into first gear, right looks clear, the left is clear. Now if I don't go now and I'm overthinking it, then I'm going to get a fault. So I want to get going. Otherwise I'm going to pick up hesitation because I can see it's clear. There's a silver car way up the road, too far away to affect me. Nothing on the left, nothing coming out the junction. Just go. So let's look at some meeting situations. So we've got a parked car, looking at the road, checking our mirrors pull out. Nice and easy, nothing too tricky. So with meeting situations, people worry about if they pull out and the car in front of them has to slow down, then they'll fail. Well, they're going to get a fault for it. If the car stops for you and you force them to stop, then you're going to get probably a serious at that point from meeting situations. But hesitation is when you know you can go, or the other car is flashing you to go and they're saying you can go and you don't go because you're thinking, what should I do here, what should I do here, you're panicking, then you get hesitation faults. So we're going to do a left down this side road, mirror signal left, because they're usually parked cars, and we'll just see what it's like, whether we can get through, whether we can't get through. So there's a couple of cars coming through, so I'm slowing myself down, lowering the clutch for first gear, looking up the road, checking my mirrors. At the moment it's clear. If I don't go now and I'm divering, then it's going to be hesitation, because why am I stopping? You know, I gave way originally for the van and now it's clear, so I can go. And that's what you got to think like, I can go, it's clear. Where people overthink it, they think, oh, I'll give way to that car, way up the road. And I'm slowing myself down for these parked cars on the bend, looking up the road, it looks clear, so I'm checking my mirror to pull out, and that's fine. and give way, because I have to give way to oncoming cars. There's the motorbike coming through. That silver car in the distance is too far away. That car is pulling out, is not coming near us, so I should really get on with it at that point, because if I don't, I'm going to get a fault for just hesitation. Why am I sitting there? It's completely clear. Now, if I'm giving way here, then it's going to be a road sign fault, because it's my right of way and he's giving way to me. And then we've got the priority sign for us, but we've got some parked cars, so I'm slowing myself down because there's quite a few cars there. I'm seeing what they're doing. There's a gap in the middle, so I'm going to go in that gap. Now he's pulling out, so I'm going to pull into this gap here, and then I'm looking to pull out again. There we go. It's my priority. And then I'm going to give way here a second. See what they're doing. Let me go. So I'm going to go at that point there. Now, some people might say I should have just gone for that then. But what you've got to say is that car was giving way to the one in front of me. It wasn't giving way to me. He was giving way to the one in front of me. And if I would have copied him and that car who was giving way started pulling forward, then I would have got a series for meeting traffic situations. But when I slowed down and gave way and they said, oh, you can go, and they flashed me to go, that's the time to go, isn't it? But if I would have sat there and not gone, then it would have been a hesitation fault. So it's a fine line between meeting situations and hesitation and the faults for pulling out when you shouldn't be. So we're going to come to a roundabout and we're going to go ahead at this roundabout coming up now. So we're going to go ahead, and the next few rounds are going to get busy, so I'll either go or I won't be going, depending on the traffic. And I'm slowing down for a third gear on the approach. Traffic on the right, possibly coming round. Middle lane I'm going to use. Check is right. There's a silver car coming round. Slowing myself down. Now I can't see because there's a vehicle next to me, but I can see now because I'm up the front. And I'm waiting because that car's coming around fast. Gas and go. Now if I don't go now, at that point when it's clear, it's going to be hesitation, because I waited. I was in the place to go, wasn't I? I had the first gear selected. I waited for the couple of cars, and then a gap came up. I went. Now, if you don't go at that point, hesitation, because why aren't you going? You're obviously observations are not paying attention at that point. You don't know what you're doing. So you got to say to yourself, I need to go. I need to go. You got to push yourself to go if it's clear. And what people will do is they'll hesitate because they're worried about if a guy comes around fast, they're going to drive into me, they'll say. Well, if you're ready and you can pull off, have confidence with it. Have confidence in your ability to pull off, and you'll be fine. So there's a bit of queue, so I'm just slowing myself down, which usually means that there's lots of traffic on the roundabout as a queue. So it's struggling to get out. Now it's quite important when you're in a queue to keep a little space from the car in front of you, so you see his tyres on the ground, 3 T's they call it, 2 tyres in tarmac. And when you pull forward, don't rush, because you're going to catch up with them. Just take your time, a little bit of power, a little bit of clutch, make sure you're in first gear and just go slow. It's a busy roundabout, and what we're looking for is a safe gap to get out. Remember, when you're at the front, you're under pressure because there's a queue behind you at that point. Now, there's already 6-7 cars built up behind me. And I'm bringing myself closer to the line, looking what's going on. There's traffic's coming round, so I can't do anything. Get me in position. When the Mini pulls forward, I'm going to pull forward slowly to the right place. And I'm looking what's going on. There's a car coming through, so I'm going to wait. There's another car coming through, so I'm going to wait. Here comes my gap, gas, bite, and I'm off. So I waited for a safe gap. So that's not hesitation, that's picking the right moment to go. If he hadn't gone at that point, then it would have been hesitation, because there's a big enough gap to get through. So it's a fine line at roundabouts and meeting situations, when to go, junctions. So I'm hoping this has helped you. If it has, fantastic, and I'll put a video below for you to watch on roundabouts and junctions at the same time. Take care everybody, safe driving.